How I'd remake the DCEU. We see reports of increased violence as Batman, Drake, and Robin, Damian Wayne, are fighting criminals across Gotham City. A man who was beating up an innocent victim suddenly gasps in horror in the actions that he had taken and begs forgiveness from the victim. Batman notices a crystal in the man's pocket and confiscates it for investigation. Back at the Batcave, Tim starts shaking his head almost as if shaking away at disturbing thoughts. And after members of the Bat family ask if anything is wrong, Tim uncharacteristically attacks Bruce. Stepping in just in time to stop the attack is Jason, who takes the beating, killing him. Tim comes to in a shock of his actions and throws the crystal away from him and passes out. An emergency meeting is called by all members of the Justice League and its affiliated teams to the Watchtower. Tim is later asked how or why he would even have done this, and solemnly he responds that he can only guess it was from the crystal. Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate, then inspects the crystal. Martian Manhunter then alerts the team to news on the reports of a humanoid creature causing massive amounts of devastation. The League sends a group of themselves to deal with this new threat. It is a humanoid male who has red skin and eyes with a fire to them. When the humanoid turns and looks at Fate, he seems to almost recognize him, and Kent Nelson is suddenly bombarded with visions of a past avatar of Naboo doing battle with this being clad in green and white. The remaining heroes begin to retreat, and during the retreat, the Red Villain throws similar shards of the crystal that Tim had found earlier. Back in the Watchtower, the actual spirit of Naboo relays who that was and who he was referring to. The being himself was called Asmodeus, and he was referring to the spirit of vengeance, the Spectre, though this was during the days of ancient Egypt. The Spectre himself is a metaphysical representation of vengeance, though the spirit of the Spectre needs a host to enact its will. Bruce asks Naboo if he knows anything about the crystals. Naboo replies uncertain, but from what he knows, they come from a being even more ancient than himself, Eclipso. There are ancient stories long forgotten that mention a crystal that held Eclipso prisoner. The hero's new goal, stop Asmodeus from his rampage on Earth and learn whatever they can about this Spectre. We will also be close to the climax of the movie when the Spectre is revealed and he and Asmodeus' battle begins. This battle is concluded when the Spectre downs Asmodeus for good. Asmodeus had also hurt Spectre enough to the point where the spirit actually disappears, leaving a human body behind unconscious before Asmodeus hits the ground. But many of the heroes had finished the battles writhing on the ground in horrible pain, and they are suddenly all calmed simultaneously. They stand up, revealing their eyes had gone dark with purple irises. Of course, these being Oliver, Dinah, Jon Stewart, Wally West, Jackson Hyde, and Donna Troy. Wally then runs to Tim and forces a crystal on him, and then suddenly has the same pain, eyes, and eclipse on his face. Supergirl, Superboy, Martian Manhunter, Impulse, and Dr. Fate did all their best work to gather as many of the remaining heroes as they could before they were all put under whatever control this was.